I often think if I could go back and do school once more, what would I do differently? And the only thing I would do differently is I would just not show up at all rather than showing up and doing fuck all. Welcome to this episode of the Limitation Is A Mirage podcast. This episode I want to talk about being successful. So whatever success means to you, it's going to be different to the people around you. And I've always been driven to be more. So when I was younger, I didn't understand that what I meant was I wanted to be a successful person, or I didn't even think about money or buying things or living in an amazing place. I just knew that something was missing from my life. And it probably came from hating school and being in school and just not liking it. I didn't really study. I didn't try to do anything or be anything with what they were giving me. It wasn't until I left school and I started to meet different people that didn't do the normal things that I thought you would do when you left school. Like, they didn't work in a factory, they weren't in the army, they weren't in jail, they had their own businesses, they had their own shops, or even some of them had businesses that I didn't even understand were a thing. When I met people that did like holistic therapies, I was like, oh cool, but what do you do? What do you do in real life? They're like, what do you mean? I go, well, you do like Reiki or kinesiology or massage, but how do you actually make a living? And they tell me then that, oh, this is what I do, this is how I make a living, this is how I survive. And my mind was just blown by that. So then I started to realize that why I didn't like school was because I was being taught things that didn't interest me and I didn't want to know anything about it, didn't want to learn anything about that. But I still wanted to be more. So if I look back now, I wanted to be successful, but to me, success meant happiness. I wanted to be happier in who I was. I wanted to be able to get up every morning and do things that not only enriched my life and made me feel better about myself, but helped the people around me, like my family, my friends. And that started to actually expand more, and that I wanted to help my clients as well. I didn't know what I was going to have clients, but I wanted to help people. It just so happened that the way I helped them turned them into clients, and so on and so forth. So whenever you're thinking about your life, and something that I've noticed when I'm doing these challenges online and I'm planning this next challenge, that if you're not a part of, you should jump on now. Whatever you're doing, pause this and go and sign up to the challenge. Free 5-day challenge, just go and do it. I noticed that people really wanted to achieve things in life, and they either thought they couldn't do it, or people around them told them they couldn't do it, or they just didn't have the knowledge and the understanding that they would need to achieve whatever it is that they wanted to achieve. And because of that, any one of those reasons, they just didn't, it was almost like you didn't bother doing it because you just thought, fuck, well, I've tried in the past and failed. I have been told it's hard and I'm not going to achieve it anyway, so what the fuck's the point? And a lot of time we fail because we don't have information. I failed in school because I wasn't told that like this boring shit that you have to listen to now will make life so much easier in the future. You'll not have to go back and understand. Like, I had to learn how to study. I had to learn how to read and retain information. I had to learn how to write notes in such a way that when I came back to them, I wasn't just going, well, what the fuck is that about? I come back to my notes now and I know exactly when, where, why I took those notes. So my understanding in school and feeling like I could do more and feeling like I could achieve more was there, but I just didn't feel like I was being fed the right fuel or the right information or whatever way you want to word it. I wasn't given the right opportunities because people were trying to teach me the same way they taught everyone else, and some people liked that, some people didn't. I was just sort of in the middle. I was a wee angry kid that didn't like any of this shit, didn't want to be there, and just thought, hurry up and be over school. Like, that's why the only subject I was ever really good at was math. And I'm quite quick with math now, and I put that down to constantly do math all day. I'd be like, what time is it now? Fuck's sake, it's 1 o'clock. That means there's 2.5 hours. And then I would go, how many minutes is that? And I'd spend my time doing math, just leading myself to getting out of this building. And then I'd have to do extra math because like, oh, you're supposed to be in detention. I'm not going to go to detention, but if I was going to detention, it's 35 minutes. How long? And then I would add all that up. So that's probably why I get good at math. So why am I ranting about this? Why am I talking about this? I meet so many people that tell me that it's amazing what I've achieved and they would love to do something like that. Whatever the fuck we happen to be talking about. It could be doing Ninja Warrior. It could be creating my own business, creating my own online thing. It could be any of it. And my question is always, why not? Why haven't you? Why don't you do it? And sometimes the response is as simple as, oh, you know yourself. I'm like, no, I don't obviously I don't, because I've done it. So what is it that's holding you back? And we break it right down. It's either labels and limiting beliefs that they put on themselves, or labels and limiting beliefs that somebody else has put on them, or just a lack of knowledge. They literally do not know how to do it. So they don't, it's like stage fright. They don't have stage fright going on stage because no one's taught them about it. No one said, do you know when you're on stage, it's scary? They don't know it's a thing. So they don't actually know how to achieve the goal that they want to achieve. So it's back to knowledge. And that's why I do what I do. It's why I continue to do the podcast. I'm trying to reach people to say, like, you can do whatever the fuck you want, as long as it's safe and legal for you to do so, then you can achieve whatever you want. I firmly believe that anybody can improve themselves. Anyone can get to the point like where I am, where I wake up and like my journal is filled with just the nighttime is how great my day was and what I did and why it was great. My morning, how great my day is going to be, why it's going to be great, what I'm going to do. I'm constantly reinforcing that way of life. Not because I feel I have to, but because I want to. It's the way I want to live my life. So that's what I'm trying to get across today, is that you can do and be whatever you want, whatever that is. So whatever success means to you, you can be successful by owning your own car, by owning your own house, by owning your own flats, by owning your own land, I don't know why I went with property there, but whatever it is that you want to achieve and do, you can if you break down the limiting beliefs, rewrite the labels, and believe in yourself and develop the knowledge. That's really all you need. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you very much for tuning in. 5-day challenge is actually starting on the 12th of April 2021, just in case you're listening to this in the future. There'll probably be a new challenge then at some point, so look out for it. Jump on, it's free, you can jump on, you get a lot of time with me, and I have special guests and bonuses and prizes and all sorts of stuff happening. So if you're interested in that, reach out to me and we can get you hooked up with it. Until then, have a super awesome day, whatever you get up to, and I will speak to you again soon.